Hey friends, it's Amy Dunn, the Keto Queen. I hope you've had a great day. It's Thursday. It is pre-weekend celebration day. I hope you guys have had a great one. It has been wild, wild, wild today at work, but I'm so excited to be home and to cook. So you guys know earlier in the week I did a fast, so I didn't eat for very, very many hours. And since then I've had so much fun in the kitchen. I love to cook. I love to feed my family delicious foods, and I love to share the ideas and recipes with you guys. So we're gonna start mixing this up because we gotta get started. We're making a country fried steak tonight. I'm gonna do it a little differently than the recipe is calling for, and that's okay. If you wanna follow my way instead of the recipe, that's great. This is the first time I've made it in the air fryer. So normally I would fry my steak in a skillet full of oil, but tonight we're gonna mix up our ingredients and put them in the air fryer, and then we're gonna play around with the gravy. So if you guys think country fried steak sounds good, go ahead and share this video. If you have any questions related to keto or low carb, go ahead and put them in the comments. We're gonna get our dinner going first, and then I'm gonna come back and check to see if you guys have any questions for me. I always love to share recipes, but I also want to make sure I answer questions for anybody who's new, or somebody who's stuck in a stall, or anybody who just has general questions. Right now I'm trying to measure out a cup of Parmesan cheese, the grated Parmesan. We have a cup of grated Parmesan and a cup of crushed pork rinds on my plate. We're gonna go ahead and mix those together. We're gonna get some seasonings out, so we need some paprika. Let me grab that out of the cabinet. Paprika. Let's see, we're gonna do a teaspoon, or a half teaspoon actually, of paprika. Grab my half teaspoons. A teaspoon. Half teaspoon of paprika. We want a half teaspoon of garlic powder. All right, so we have a cup of pork rinds. I crushed them myself. We have a cup of grated Parmesan. We have a half teaspoon of paprika and a half teaspoon of garlic powder. We're just going to mix these together. I want to make sure this is our crust that we're going to use for the air fryer. Guys, don't think I'm ignoring your questions. I'm not going to read any comments until we get this started so we can start our dinner. And then I am going to come back and read any comments you guys have, answer any questions you might have, but that will be once we finish up. We want to go over this recipe so that everybody at home can try it out themselves. Now we're making country fried steak. We're doing it with cube steak. The only thing I hate about cube steak is it always seems so tough. But we're going to put it in the air fryer, which only cooks for like 7 minutes according to the recipe, or according to Google. And okay, we've got our crust ready. I'm going to go ahead now and half this. So we've got half the crust on one plate, half the crust on another plate. We are dirtying some dishes tonight in the kitchen. You guys know I hate to clean, but we're going to do this. All right, so half on one plate, half on the other. Now this recipe calls for 4 pieces of the steak. I might have to make up more mixture. That's the only thing I hate about recipe mixtures, because sometimes they think you should have enough, but in reality you don't. So we're going to follow the recipe as far as the crust goes. We also are making a side of green beans and onions. I got them low over here. We just took some fresh green beans and sliced up a little onion and put some oil in the pan, salt and pepper, that's it. We're just gonna let that fry over here on the skillet. All right, so now we need eggs. Let me get some eggs. We're gonna use 2 eggs. Let me find me a bowl. I think I gotta have a bowl. I'll use this one. Baby. All right, so we're gonna mix 2 eggs with 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. So let's go ahead and mix our eggs in. Now, if you don't have an air fryer, we're gonna make this crust, and you can easily fry these steaks in your skillet. Most of you probably would prefer to do that. I just hate frying meat. I hate frying. So instead, we're going to use our air fryer. So I've got 2 eggs. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. We're going to whisk these together real quick so I don't make a mess. So I hope you guys have had a great day. I mean, it was very crazy at the office. I had so many crazy situations happen today that needed immediate assistance. So it's like I was on the phone all day putting out fires for customers, which I love to help my customers, but man, phone call after phone call after phone call. It was really stressful today. All right. So we're just whisking the eggs and the heavy cream. I've got a shallow bowl, so this is taking a second. And yes, I know I probably shouldn't do it this way. I'm sure you guys have advice for me. I love advice. I am 43, but I've not been a homemade cooker for years and years and years. I really have only been cooking in the kitchen for about 4 years every day. And then before then, it was just like perks. Like I'd go through spurts where I cooked all the time, and then spurts where I got tired of eating the same food, so I quit cooking. I have not done that since I've been keto, so I've been cooking for about 4 years. All right, that's good enough. I'm ready to get this going. All right, put that over here. Put that over here in the sink. Okay, so now we have our cube steak. We did season it with just a little bit of salt because there is salt in the Parmesan cheese. So just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. And we're going to take the cube steak. I better open up my air fryer. We're going to take the cube steak and we're going to dip it in the pork rind first. Okay, this is our pork mixture, our crust mixture. We're going to dip it in that first, and then we're going to dip it in the egg real quick, and then we're going to dip it in the next bowl of crust. All right, and this is making our crust for the hamburger steak, and it looks really good. Or not hamburger steak, country fried steak. And then we're going to put that over in our air fryer. Now, if you're using a pan with oil, then you're going to put it into your hot oil, and you're going to fry your cube steak. We're going to put it in the air fryer. It's the first time I've done this, so I have no idea if it's going to turn out. You guys know I'm always honest, so I will tell you later if you should not do this. All right. Looks good. Into our air fryer basket. Let's do 2 more. So I think this actually is going to be a perfect amount of crust for 4 pieces. I have more to cook though. I'm cooking for me, my husband, and my daughter, and some leftover plates for lunch tomorrow. We're going to dip it. One more. If you guys see anything I've done so far that you have better suggestions on, throw them at me. I love to take suggestions. We're just coating our country fried steak right now. 1 coat of the crust, a dip in the egg, almost out of egg, and then another dip into the second layer of crust. So you can see this is not getting crusted perfectly. Let me throw some over here. I'm running out of crust. This is perfect for 4 pieces, just like the recipe calls for. That's unusual. I'll throw this in my air fryer, and I love this air fryer basket because it holds all this food. So I have my country fried steaks ready, guys, to cook. Now, they only need to cook for 7 minutes because they're really thin. So let me wash my hands and get all of this out of the way. We're going to come back and start working on our gravy. Okay, so I'm going to leave this open. We're not going to cook it right now. We're going to cook it in just a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes after we start our gravy, because the gravy is going to take a little longer than the steak. So let's move this skillet out of the way. These are our green beans with onions. It looks really good so far. We're just frying them over here on the skillet. A little bit of onion, a little bit of oil, fresh green beans, salt, and pepper. That's it. I'm going to push them out of the way over here on the other side of the oven. Let me turn that eye on. Get this out of the way. All right, so let's get our gravy ready. We want another skillet. And it doesn't have to be a really deep skillet. Excuse the noise, here it comes. Sorry guys, I don't have a very unnoisy kitchen. All right, so we have a skillet. We're gonna get 2 tablespoons of butter, which I forgot to get out of the refrigerator. So let me get some butter. Now I did have this meal a long time ago. We're gonna put 2 tablespoons of butter in our skillet. And it was really good, but I did fry it, and you guys have seen me fry foods before. I'm not that great at it. So this time I'm gonna do it in my air fryer. We're gonna make the gravy, air fry our steaks, and then pour the gravy over top. I think I'll be more successful this way. If you wanna fry your steaks like a traditional country fried steak, then you go right ahead. We just made the crust, so let me go ahead and tell you again what was in the crust. We had a cup of crushed pork rinds and a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. We added a half teaspoon of paprika, a half teaspoon of garlic powder, a little bit of salt and pepper, that's it. Mix it up really good, divide it. So we got 2 plates of crust. In between the 2 plates, we took 2 eggs and 2 tablespoons of heavy cream and whisked it together really good. So you dip your cube steak in the first crust, the egg, the second crust, put in your air fryer basket or your hot skillet of oil. So let's get busy on the gravy. This is so super easy. We've got 2 tablespoons of butter in the skillet cooking right now. I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of chopped or minced onion. Of course, the bigger onion, the bigger it's gonna be in your gravy. So if you want it really small, use it really small. If you don't wanna use a real onion, you can actually use minced onion out of your seasoning cabinet. Hey, and I'm gonna cook this for just a second to get my onion soft. And then we're gonna add some garlic, okay? So we've got onion. Let's just cook it for a couple minutes. I'm gonna turn this heat up so we can cook this onion. Go ahead and tell you what we're going to be adding to this because you definitely want to get it prepared. So we're going to be using some beef broth. It's one of the last things we're going to add, and we're going to do a 1/2 cup of beef broth or bone broth. So I'm going to go ahead and pour up my 1/2 cup of broth. We're going to push it over here on the side, get it out of our way. Okay. And we're also going to use 4 ounces of softened cream cheese. I already have my cream cheese cut up over here. It's just sitting on the side waiting. We're going to do cream cheese, broth, garlic, and onion. I'm going to go ahead and put a little salt and pepper because I want salt and pepper in my gravy. Now, once we get the gravy cooking, you're definitely going to taste it to see if you need any seasonings like salt and pepper. We don't use any heavy cream in the actual gravy. So we're just cooking the onion right now. Have you guys had country fried steak and gravy since you've been keto or low carb? I made this recipe a long time ago and we really did enjoy it. If you have some fresh parsley, you can put over the top of this, or green onion will even be good. I don't have any green onion, but I do have some parsley. So I will garnish this with parsley at the very end, which will taste delicious. Let me stir up my green beans over here. So the cube steak, like I said, it's only going to cook for about 6 minutes, so we're in no hurry to start that. We definitely want to get our gravy going. Once the gravy is cooked, we can always turn it down really, really low to keep it warm or to simmer it while our steak is cooking. If you want to go ahead and cook your steak, you can, and then just warm it back up when you're ready. I like to kind of have everything done at the same time, which I'm very anal about, so if it doesn't happen, it's okay. We can warm it up, but I like to just be finished and put it on a plate and be done for the night. All right, these onions are looking really good. I do want to cook my onions until they're soft. I like my onions to be really soft in the gravy. I don't want to bite into a crispy onion in a gravy. So guys, I'm not ignoring your questions or your comments. Go ahead and put your questions and comments in the comments. As soon as we finish cooking up this, I'm going to come back and see if I can help you guys with any questions. If you're new to my page, listen, this is a live video. Live video. That means I can't stop it and edit it and fast forward the cooking and showing you a finished plate. That's not the way live videos work. It's live, so you guys can ask me questions. I can come back and answer your questions live. And then also, I can come back later and answer questions after this video has ended. But every single night, I post a picture of the plated meal along with the recipe. I just started recently putting the recipe also in the live post. So I know it's in there right now. I don't know if you can select it until I finish the video. But when I'm done with this video, you'll have the recipe in the post. And then you'll have the recipe on my page later tonight after I'm done eating with a picture of the product. So my live videos, if you don't like people talking, you found the wrong girl. I love to talk to my friends. I love to answer questions. I love to see success. And the only way that's going to happen is if you have someone out there helping you. So if you have questions, that's what I'm here to do. I want to show you an easy meal, but then I want to answer your questions. So I just want to put that out there. I might not be your girl, and that's okay. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I want you to find the person that's going to help you be successful. I hope that's me because I love helping people, but it's not going to hurt my feelings, guys. You don't have to tell me in comments that I talk too much or answer too many questions. That's what I do. All right, so these onions, guys, are looking so good. I don't know if you can see the skillet good. So we're just cooking them. I'm just trying to get them soft because I definitely want them soft since this is a gravy. We have our country fried steak over here in the air fryer. Let me show you what they look like right now. We have not started it because we're going to cook really fast. So we've got them seasoned. We've got them crusted. Now they're not going to be a really thick, like country fried crust that you get at the restaurant unless you fry them. If you fry them, you definitely can get a thicker crust. We're air frying them, so it's going to be a thin crust. And when I air fry, guys, I don't flip my meat. You can if you want to, but I don't. So I'm going to have one side that's going to be fully crusted. The other side's going to have the seasoning, but it's not going to be like a thick crust. It probably will be a little mushy, but you know what? This is what I do. When I take it off the air fryer basket, I put it on a plate, and then I put my gravy. I don't toss my meat on the plate. I put it on the plate so it looks beautiful. It's crusted. It's delicious. I don't have to have a hard crust on both sides, but that's how I cook in the air fryer. If you want to flip yours, go right ahead. But people ask me all the time, do I not flip my meat? And the answer is no, I don't. I set the timer. I check the meat, and if it needs to be cooked longer, I cook it longer. Otherwise, I take it off and plate it. All right, this is smelling so good. Let's go ahead and add our garlic. My husband's getting a call. Okay, let's go ahead and add our garlic. It says a clove of garlic. You guys know I love garlic. So I'm just squirting some minced garlic in there. If you want to use a fresh clove, that's awesome. It definitely will taste better, I know, from experience, to use fresh garlic instead of this bottled stuff. But I'm lazy, and it tastes good to me. So you never want to cook garlic for more than a minute because it will burn it. It will have a burn flavor. So let's go ahead and look and see what we're adding next, and that's going to be my softened cream cheese. So I've got a 4-ounce block of cream cheese over here. And I'm going to go ahead and just start tearing it apart, get my fingers dirty because I don't want to dirty another knife. We're just going to tear this apart and put it in the skillet. I'm fixing to show the skillet again. This is making our gravy, okay? I'm fixing to start my air fryer in just a second. The gravy so far has 2 tablespoons of butter that we cooked about a 1/4 cup of minced garlic or very fine chopped garlic, not garlic, onion, sorry. I cooked that onion for a few minutes. I just added some minced garlic. You can add as much or as little as you want. I like garlic. It calls for a clove of garlic. And now we're adding a 4-ounce softened block of cream cheese. I found another napkin. And we're going to stir up this cream cheese. We just want to melt before we add in our beef broth. And that is the last step to our gravy. So, I mean, it's so super simple and it's almost finished. Now this recipe is for 4 steaks, so 4 country fried steaks, and I'm using cube steak because that's what I chose to use. I gotta stir up my green beans. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my air fryer on. So I'm gonna set it to 350 on air fry, and I'm gonna do it for 10 minutes. It should be done in 6 to 7 minutes. Does not take long at all. Oh boy, these things are cooking up, I'm telling you. Look how pretty those are. I'm turning that eye down though, it's really hot. I'm going to turn down very low. With the green beans, we just put a little onion in there, salt and pepper, oil, and fresh green beans. That's it. All right, stirring up the cream cheese. And let's go ahead and add our beef broth. So I've got a 1/2 cup of beef broth that we're going to add in here. And now we're just going to let this baby simmer. We're going to let that cream cheese melt really good. We're going to taste it after it's melted and soupy like a gravy. And we'll see if we need to add any salt and pepper. But this is our gravy. So it looks really lumpy right now. Y'all see that? It doesn't look very appetizing, does it? It's going to be. And it's going to be delicious. All right, guys. I'm fixing to come around and start answering any questions you have. We're going to let this gravy simmer. And we're going to let our steaks cook. I do have another batch of steaks to cook for my daughter and for leftover lunches. So this is for me and my husband tonight. And a lot of people ask me about how I decide what to eat, like how much to eat. I do not count calories. I'm a firm believer that, you know, portion size do matter. Even if you're keto, even if it's 0 carbs, portion size matters because everything does have calories, fat, carbs, protein. And I'm not afraid of any of that, but everything I do needs to make sense for me. So when I fix my plates, I fix a small plate. And if I'm still hungry, I fix seconds. If I fix a big plate and it's on my plate, I'm more likely to eat it. But if I make a small plate, most of the days I get full when I'm finished with that plate. So the cream cheese is starting to melt and this is looking a lot better. It's simmering. We're going to turn this down on a very light simmer and let this cook up while we're waiting on our steaks. So let me come around and see if you guys have any questions for me. I'm still cooking the green beans and they look heavenly. Let me see if I can get this phone off the thing. We'll check out those hamburger steaks, or I keep calling them hamburger steaks. We'll check out those country fried steaks in just a second. So I'm gonna sit on the other side of my counter because my counter's a mess. Let's look and see if you guys have any questions for me. If you do, I'm gonna run through them really quickly while I'm waiting on this to cook. All right, can't wait to see the recipe. Yes, Angela, I know you're gonna love it. All right, I always message you. Angela, I don't know. You can message me as many times as you want to, honey. That's what I'm here to help. I'm here to help anybody. I made pork chops with spinach tonight. It was good, wasn't it? That pork chops with the spinach cream sauce was amazing last night. We really enjoyed it. And guess what? I had some cream sauce left, so I didn't throw that away. I put it in a Ziploc bag. It's in my freezer. I'm going to make something with it. Yes, Doris, if you cook your cube steak too long, it will get tough. That's why I'm hoping my air fryer will cook them a lot faster, maybe 6 or 7 minutes. That way I can just take them right out and they're not as tough. That's the only thing I like about cube steak is it tastes tough or it feels tough. Or if you have trouble with your crumbs for your meat falling all down in your air fryer. No, I don't, because my air fryer has a basket that goes up under the basket. So it's like a tray that goes under the basket. So if anything falls off, I can just take it out and clean it. Oh, Glenda made the meatloaf muffins today. I'm so glad you loved them. I love them too. Hey, Pamela. I see you on there, girl. All right, I'm looking to see if you guys have any questions. I'm gonna run through real quick all the comments to see if you have questions. Also love for you guys to share what you're cooking or what you're eating, because that helps everybody else think of ideas. So many times I hear people say, I'm so sick of hamburgers, I'm so sick of eggs. I'm like, well, why are you eating eggs and hamburgers all the time? I mean, there are so many things you have on keto, but we just don't think about them because we get in a habit of eating the same thing. We get in a habit of being successful, like we lost some weight, so why add something else, all right? So you're like, I'm gonna keep doing what I've been doing. But you will eventually get so tired of that. So definitely share your meals if you don't mind. That way other people can get some ideas. Debbie said she's never heard of country fried steak. Now, Debbie's in Canada. Debbie, I have learned so much about Canada over the last couple of months. I'm so glad you became my friend. And I think because you're my friend, I've had so many other people from Canada become my friend. So thank you for that. I've learned so much. You guys definitely are different there. I cannot wait to come visit. Me and my husband are putting that on our bucket list. Let's see. Hey, Sheila, I see you. Cube steak plus salt plus pepper plus pork rind. Coat the egg. Yep, you got it, Robin. All right, let's see. Learning how to cook keto. Thank you, Brenda, for watching me. I hope that you have enjoyed a lot of recipes. Angela's putting this on the menu for next week. I will have the recipe posted for you. Now, the recipe I'm going to post, of course, calls for this to be fried in a skillet. I don't like to fry in the skillet because I'm just not good at frying. Let's look at this. Oh, no, it's starting to stick, so I got to take this off, and we will warm this up in a second. Yes, I don't want that to stick. So we're going to take that off. Now, to avoid that, I could add a little bit more beef broth. That'd be perfectly fine, and I may. But I think this is the perfect amount of gravy. Doesn't that look delicious? I'm going to taste it in a few minutes, and we'll see if it needs salt and pepper. Somebody really wants to talk to my husband. I don't know who it is, but I'm talking to you guys first. All right, let's see. Tried the broccoli casserole last night. Very good, Brenda. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for the encouragement. I really do love making these videos for you, so thank you so much. Maggie is interested in the Keto Nat, so Maggie, I will send you information on that. Kathy, oh my goodness, she says she loves to hear me talk. I have so many people send me messages that do not love to hear me talk. So thank you, I appreciate it. Let's see. I grew up in Carroll County. I couldn't believe I saw this one. Hey, how are you doing? So Carroll County is not far from me at all. It's Wesley calling. Wesley's calling my husband. My brother-in-law is calling my husband. Thanks for telling me, Tina. He is outside. He'll have to wait a minute because he's putting 10 on that lean-to. I will take him the phone in a minute. Let's see. Trying to see if there's any questions. Carol, I'm so glad I'm your girl. If you need me for anything, you make sure you reach out to me. She fasted for 24 hours yesterday. Wasn't hungry. She looks forward to the videos. I'm glad I'm your girl. All right, how many meals do I eat a day? Depends. Some days I eat 1 meal a day because I'm just not hungry during the work hours, and then other days I eat 2 meals a day. I never eat more than 2 because I love to fast. I feel super good in the day when I'm fasting, so I always skip breakfast. I never eat breakfast unless I'm eating breakfast for dinner. You just found me yesterday, Debbie. I hope you are seeing some awesome things on the page. I hope you also are going to the page and not just watching videos. A lot of people ask me a lot of questions from the videos, but I post a lot of stuff on my page. So I hope you're going to both places to find things that will help you. Thank you, Darlene. I sure appreciate that. My air fryer is the Cuisinart TOA60. Tina, I know you're laughing. Cuisinart TOA60. I love it. I've had it for over 2 years. I hope it never runs out. If it does, I will have to replace it with the same one because honestly, I love it and it fits right up under my cabinets perfectly. I use it at least 3 to 4 days a week. Let's see. Margaret, I 100% recommend the challenge before the reboot. That's just my advice. I would love to make sure you have the challenge. If you have questions about Nat, put Nat in the comments and I will send you information. Whew, Tina, my arms are sore. I can barely hold my phone up. Not being rude, how many inches and sizes have you gone down? That's not rude at all, Kathy. I do this page to help people get healthy, right? So that's not rude at all. I appreciate you asking. I went from a size 10, 12 to 4, 6. I can't remember how long it took me to do that. Not very long, honestly, less than a year. And then I've maintained that ever since. I'm 4 years into keto. Absolutely love the way I feel. Absolutely love it. So there's my story. There's a lot more to it than that, but that is my before and afters. A fail to plan is a fail to plan is a plan to fail. Thank you, Becky. Let's see what it's got here. Nova Scotia. Please help me start keto right away. I will send you some getting started information, Melinda, but your name sounds familiar. I don't know for sure if I've sent you some information before, but I will 100% send you some information on getting started. Felicia ate half a sandwich on keto bread and a few chips. That sounds good. Can you use almond flour instead of pork rinds? You can. I haven't used oh my gosh, y'all, those look delicious. Ooh, I got to pull this out and show y'all how pretty these are. Where's my fork? I've got stuff all over the kitchen, but no fork. Hang on. This is, what happened? This is how I look when I'm excited. I'm really excited. These look so pretty. Ooh, look how beautiful those are. Man, that looks phenomenal. I'm so excited. You guys know I love food. I'm going to keep them in there to keep them hot, but I'm pretty sure they're finished. I had set on 10 minutes and you'll see my timer's going off, so I feel good about that. My gravy is done. I'm so excited, y'all. I'll have to tell you how good this is, but yes, Barbara, you could use almond flour if you want to. I have never used almond flour in any kind of crust because I love my pork rinds or just the Parmesan. You don't even have to use the pork rinds. You could have just used the crushed or the grated Parmesan in the seasonings. But this, I want it to bulk up and I want it to be a little crustier. So I decided to do the pork rinds. Dolly finally made the lasagna. I hope to gosh you love it because you waited way too long, girlfriend. I love the lasagna. It is one of my favorite things to eat. If my husband would eat it every day, I promise you guys would never watch me again because I would cook lasagna every single day. I love Italian and that lasagna is amazing. Tell him to answer the phone. Wesley loves you. All right, guys, let's see. I'm so glad, Janice, you're a talker too. I love to talk, so I mean, sorry. Let's see if there's any other questions. Thank you guys seriously for all the encouragement. So enjoy your videos. I've even got my husband to eat some of the casseroles. My husband loves the food, guys. I don't make it up. He loves it. You saw the picture of the day. I made him a casserole that I thought I was going to eat later in the week, and he left me barely any, but he did leave me some. Okay, let's see. All right, any questions? Melinda gets so confused, but I'm gonna send you that getting started information, Melinda, and you just let me know if you have any questions after you look at it, because I wanna make sure that it's not confusing to you. That's my goal, is to give people information on how to get started and to keep from being confused. All right, let's see, I'm looking real quick. How can I find you on Pinterest? My name is Amy Dove. You'll see me, a picture of me on Pinterest, and I have a keto board, a keto faves board, and a keto treats board. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to get to the end because my supper's ready and I'm so excited to eat it. Look real quick and see if there's any other questions real fast. Look, I'm scrolling fast now, y'all. It smells good in here. Oh yes, I'm to the end. I'm so excited, guys. Let me check this out. I will tell you if it's delicious. It looks delicious. It smells delicious. I do need to taste my gravy. Let me taste it with a fork. I know that's weird. Delicious. Don't need anything. Woo, it's so good. This is going to be good. For some reason, that cream cheese is a little overpowering in that sauce. So you know what I'm fixing to do? Just to put this back on the eye. I'm going to add just a little bit of bone broth or my beef broth. I don't want to be cheesy. I want to be brothy. So it is very, very good. The taste is absolutely delicious. But I'm going to add a little bit more beef broth. And this is why I like to test these recipes, just so I can give you recommendations. So I'm adding just a little bit of beef broth. We're going to turn it back up on simmer. Look, it's already simmering. It's still hot. And we're just going to cook this down just a couple more minutes. The steak is ready. The green beans look delicious. We're going to have an awesome meal. All right, guys. I will talk to you guys later. If I can help you in any way, just send me a message. Bye.